Hey everyone, today on the Bulletin we're going to answer the question that's been on everyone's mind. Where does Mario go from here? Let's find out. I'm Janet Garcia, here with Nerd Much for the Bulletin, and since Odyssey came out and having played Odyssey, the big thing that has drawn a lot of people into this game and has made this game a memorable point in the franchise at large has been not only the way it subverts expectations and just changes the gameplay of Mario by introducing the capture mechanic. Suddenly enemies aren't just obstacles to overcome, they're actually things you can weaponize and use to battle other enemies or even just explore in a much more kind of open way than we've seen in previous Mario games. All those things help make it unique and iconic and an important part of the franchise. But also what's great about this game is the way it honors its history, right? It's very much a celebration of the Mario series. That being said, for what should come next, right? Where do we want to see Mario go after something like Odyssey? Where can Mario go after something like Odyssey? For me, there's a couple answers to that question. So one of the best parts of this game is the 2D sections. Everyone's been raving about that. It's kind of, a classic thing to do in terms of just like, oh, let's just throw in some 8-bit Mario stuff. And it was really easy to just kind of throw that in as a nostalgia piece, but I think the platforming there was actually pretty fun. There were some interesting things done in terms of we have the, flipping upside down, like the reversing gravity thing, which we've seen in a couple of games. Like, it's not new at all, but it's always interesting to kind of add in and adds another layer of challenge. So I would love to see the next Mario game be a full-fledged 2D Mario game. So what does that look like? What kind of interesting levels can they design? I think that'd also be really fun because one thing that fans were kind of griping about with Odyssey is, it's an amazing game, but it's not exactly super challenging. There's challenge there if you want it. If you do the post game, if you're going for, completionist, there are ways to add challenge into the game as a player and to seek out challenge as a player, but the game itself isn't inherently challenging. So if you did a 2D Mario, you could really kick it old school, not just in terms of the look, the feel, the gameplay, but also looking for that old school platforming rigor that a lot of fans really love about platformers in general, and about Mario, right? There are people that love those special stages in Sunshine where you didn't have FLUDD anymore. We saw a couple similar stages in Odyssey as well. So for a 2D game, they can really explore that. They can get more innovative with how they present the levels and what kind of additional challenges that we haven't thought of could be in there. So something hopefully a little bit more innovative than, flipping gravity upside down, but I think there's a lot of potential there. It'd also be nice as a palate cleanser, right? Because after Odyssey, a lot of people don't want to go to a more, traditional Mario run-of-the-mill game, right? We've seen 3D Land, 3D World, and, New Super Mario Bros. So we kind of have gotten a lot of that feel already. And a lot of people are like, well, after something like this, like, I don't even want to play something that linear. So kind of going, though, hyper-linear with it to an old school style, I think, can be refreshing for people because we haven't seen that in a long time. After that, where I'd like Mario to go actually would be back to the Mario we've seen, Wii U, 3DS era, just because I think we could benefit from having a really good multiplayer Mario game on Switch. Mario 3D World definitely overlooked because it was on Wii U, but one of the most fun games I've played in the Mario universe. The 3D element of it really helps with having the multiplayer area. I didn't play New Super Mario Bros., but I heard there's some issues with, like, once you add extra players in, it can get a little clunky to do multiplayer that's on more of like a 2D plane. But with 3D World, you really had like a lot of depth, and there were definitely some challenges in there as you got further as well. And I just think it was just a really fun kind of classic adventure. So I would love to see that for Mario after doing something that is 2D Mario. Kind of start to ease us back into what Mario is, so we'll go from Odyssey to really old school to something kind of more midway. And then what is the follow-up to Super Mario Odyssey at large, right? Is kind of the question that we've been asking ourselves as fans. For me, I would love to see Odyssey 2. I would. It's kind of an easy answer, but they did that with Galaxy, and I think people, really, really love Odyssey. I think Odyssey 2 makes sense. The thing I would really love to see is kind of a little bit of a better story, I think. I don't play Mario games for the story. I think few people do, but especially if we're returning to kind of this universe and this capture mechanic, I want to see a reason for me to go back there. That's intriguing and interesting and kind of, feels like whimsical and adventure-y instead of, oh, we gotta go save this person again. Like, it just kind of gets, a little monotonous, and if we're already revisiting the world, we're going to want ways to switch it up. It's not that hard to make it different enough to warrant a sequel. It's, not that the programming wise it's definitely hard, but in terms of introducing different places, a lot of fans have been kicking around a lot of cool ideas for what the DLC could look like for this game, but rather than a DLC, I would rather just see Odyssey 2 in general and watch them expand, maybe visit some older worlds in some way, right? We saw, if you guys finished the game, Peach's Castle is in there. Definitely those Super Mario 64 vibes. So seeing them pay homage to other elements of the series too, especially Sunshine, which is definitely the black sheep of the Mario's franchise, but I love Sunshine, so you guys can deal with that. But I would love to see that added in. And then after Odyssey 2, where I'd want Mario to go is with another kind of like, I don't want to say gimmicky because that has a negative connotation, but a, new game mechanic introduced that is essential to the game. So in Sunshine, we had Flood. In Odyssey, we have Cappy, and the capture mechanic that Cappy comes with. So I'd like to see something else added in. I don't know what that would be. I'm not creative enough to think of something else. But I felt like those were always awesome because it really shook things up. Galaxy has kind of its own moveset, but it doesn't have that same staple to it. And I think that's something that isn't necessarily missing from Galaxy. Like, I didn't really explore that world a whole lot personally because I wasn't into the Wii, and didn't own one myself. So I kind of just maybe picked it up here and there at some point. But yeah, I think that's always like something that's really cool about these sandbox games for Mario. So I would love to see some type of new mechanic introduced, right? It's hard to imagine them being, more creative or innovative or just plain fun than Cappy, but I'm sure they can do it and pull something off. Honestly, I really loved Flood. The only issue I had was not being able to change nozzles whenever I wanted, but I thought that added something in that was completely different. So I would just love to see Mario get something else in his moveset to center a game on. I'm playing Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle right now, and even just having just a different gameplay element has been fun in the Mario universe. I'm not saying Mario should have a laser gun or whatever he has in Rabbids, but certainly there's room for some type of new device, new tool, new companion to be added into the game. That's where I'm hoping the franchise will move. Definitely let me know, guys, in the comments where you guys want to see Mario go next. Do you just want some DLC for this? Are you looking for a sequel? Do you want a whole new thing in general? Maybe you're just obsessed with the idea of them remastering some older games. Maybe you want to go back to a certain style of Mario. So just let me know, guys, what you're thinking for where does Mario go after Super Mario Odyssey. Other than that, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, where our YouTube is youtube.com/nerdmuch. And if you're already on there and subscribed, awesome. You guys can go ahead and give it a thumbs up, comment on that. And be sure to follow us on Twitter to stay tuned for everything we do on this site. And we are on Twitter under the handle nerdmuchcom. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.